The truth is, black men culturally are the only ones that really expect their women to help them pay bills.
Black men are expecting black women to pay the bills because black women are enforcing it onto black men, and black men just chose to use equality.
All right, group chat. So this woman used to go on 6 dates a week to save on buying groceries. Now, while some say dating like this should be a crime, others say she was smart for finding ways to save her money. Group chat, what say you?
This is pure taking advantage of men. Women know guys are always chasing them. You have no intentions of being with them, but when you are in survival mode, the only thing that you can respect out of a man is how much money he has and how much money he's looking to spend. This is why men are going on cheap dates now, because they're not trying to pay your bills.
Y'all, I'm gonna have to get a man this summer because my son thinks he my man. In real life, yo, my son's starting to think that he my man. He thinks I need him to protect me. He thinks I need him to tell me what I should wear, what I shouldn't wear, what am I posting on TikTok, where am I going, who am I going with. Yo, I ain't even never had a real daddy in my life, so I'm not used to men asking me questions about my comings and goings, especially not a 13-year-old. We went shopping this past weekend for some outfits. This kid telling me what I don't need to wear, how it don't need to look like this, what doesn't need to show. Excuse me? I'm buying your outfit, sir. I got to get me a man so we can get, he got to understand, bro, this is not your place in my life. I'm your mother. I parent you. I'm scared what these kids going to act like when we get old and they do have a little control, can tell mama, how to manage a little bit of stuff, bro. These kids right here going to be worse than us.
If you ask me, I think her son caught the red pill at an early age while it's starting to spiral up. So he's starting to look at his own mother and he's saying, my mother may be a thought. She may be the type of woman that I'm seeing on the internet that guys are telling me that I should not be around. So she's raised a son husband to love her, but it's hard for a man to love a woman when all he sees is a promiscuous look. That's what the mom's not understanding. Your son is growing up, so he's looking at you as an example of what he wants a woman to be, and you're just not fitting the criteria, and he's trying to change it.
I'm gonna need you girls with kids to realize that you ain't got that many options. Yeah, you can't be requiring shit over here. You lucky we even here. I mean, options is low. You better get what you can get. I mean, y'all had 3 kids by 2 different baby fathers and then be requiring the most shit. Sure they. You're lucky. Cause I just want y'all to think. Y'all be wanting dudes that's single, no kids, not entertaining no other female, but you got 2 baby fathers. And we supposed to pick up their responsibility and we have no kids? I just need y'all to process that, like, we don't have to be here.
Because when a woman has children, especially a single mother, she's in survival mode. When they are in survival mode, they're always thinking about money because they need money to bail them out. So when you start asking them what type of man they want, they're always speaking from survival mode. But realistically, a lot of these single mothers know that you're not going to get that guy who's on top of his game, who's single, who's rich and good looking. It's just a fantasy to help her get out of survival mode. Most of them are just going to become weekend sex as the children starts to repeat the cycle of the mother.
Charging a man for your time to spend time with you, that is prostitution. That's not normal. You should like the man that you're spending time with enough to give your time freely. The same way he's giving his time freely. Anything he does for you is out of the kindness of his heart. He is not obligated to pay a bill, take you shopping, take care of your children, none of that. Through the dating stage, the getting to know stage, the not yet committed stage, the we still both got other people in our phone stage. Like, let's stop playing that game.
One thing that a woman is going to do in a relationship is test to see how far she can go and how much she can get away with whenever it comes to the man. It's just that back in the day, women used to go on dates. They used to really sit back and get to know the guy. Now they're doing the same thing. They're just upfront with it. And a lot of these dudes out here be so desperate that they're actually spending all this lavish money to take the woman out with anticipation that she's going to be the woman that he's expecting her to be, when in reality, they're just getting used. In my opinion, in 2024, you still getting used, you just a clown.
Okay, what world do we live in? We got this girl from AutoZone helping this guy put his wiper blades on. And then you got Wendy over here helping my guy put his battery in. I mean, are we serious right now?
This is the new wave. Women want to jump up and show men, hey, I don't need you. I can do the same thing as you. And I think modern day Generation Z dudes are sitting back letting it happen. Why? Because men naturally don't want to argue or debate with women. So when women go through these moves, men just sit back, shut up, okay, do what you do. That's what's happening. Men have gave up arguing and debating women, and it's more like, cool, show us.
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm hood is hood come. I wouldn't have been mad.
The artist calls your girl up on stage,
okay.
and then you see this. You're watching her in 4K just dance with this artist.
How would you feel? So they cut to the boyfriend. He's in the audience right there shaking his head.
I would think much less of her.
I was dating for a day. That's disrespectful.
Everyone's relationship different. Maybe he likes watching his
maybe she
girl with the
wanted to
next
be
man.
I would have took that as a compliment. If my that bad that a celebrity got to pull her up on stage out of everybody in the audience, have fun.
And I wouldn't think much of the dude either. Cheap, childish behavior.
I mean, you go home to him at the end of the
No, that's
day.
hella disrespectful.
But when we get home, she better show me what she was doing up there. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm
This is a true beta male statement. That's where beta males go wrong, and you have to learn. When you chase the girl that all the guys want, you're only going to get hurt. If you feel like you're walking around with a prize and all the guys want her and the superstars are choosing her, bro, you're setting yourself up to lose because a woman's true nature is hypergamy. So as long as she's flaunting it for guys to come in, you're only looking weak to other men. Men are gonna want to take your woman from you. And if you ain't got your life together, homeboy, hypergamy overrides how nice you are, and that's when you get hurt.
A lot of women say I want a husband, but do they think about, do you really want to be a wife? Like, a wife really is a job.
Has doing this show changed your perspective on relationships? Tell me something that you thought before that changed your perspective now.
My average life is a 1% life, right? So for me, outside looking in, I didn't think it was far-fetched because I live in a world of successful black men, right? And attractive. Now, they don't always want to get married, but that's my common world. What I didn't realize is that people who don't even live in that common world, they still want that man. So what's happening is, like, a lot of women are negating their options. The real life option is the option in your face. So when you go to the grocery store, when you go to church, when you go wherever you're going in your life, whoever that man is, whoever that woman is, that is your real life option.
And she's absolutely right. Too many people are going outside of their standard status and league, and they're getting their heart broken. Whenever you're outside of someone's dating preference, you will always get the butt of the stick. It will always hurt you because being nice to them doesn't change how they view you. The quicker you learn who you are in your lane, the happier and more luckier you're going to be in relationships.
I got a question. As a mother, what would make you keep your...
I think a lot of single mothers would agree to what I'm about to say. But me as a mother, one reason why my child's father is not allowed around my daughter ever is once you prove to me that you are a harm to me, you prove to me that you are a harm to your daughter, even if you've never laid a finger on her. And on top of that, if you can neglect a woman during her most vulnerable stage in life called pregnancy, you do not need to be around your child. And I'm saying this out of respect and not out of bitterness, because a lot of the time, a lot of people take a single mother's post, twist it to fit their narrative and call her bitter. But a lot of single mothers are not keeping their kids away from someone. They are protecting their child away from someone who is a harm and who is not a safe place for that child. Because if you can neglect a child mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially, you do not need to see your kid at all.
The biggest question here is, well, what makes him a candidate to actually be the father of that child? Because you still sleep with him. You still get pregnant by him. But after the kid gets here, they transition into this worthless guy? What about before the baby came? That's where the problem's at, ladies. Now you're looking for the nice guy to come clean it up.
Okay, so there's a woman that just recently posted her engagement photos. Mm-hmm. She had never posted her person, her significant other, their entire relationship. She posts the engagement photos, and then a woman comes to her and says, hey, I've been dealing with this guy for X amount of time. I just wanted to let you know because I just saw the engagement photos. And now they're not engaged anymore.
So is that why women really be pressed to post they dude?
What? Yes. Like, at least I got to get you out there like one time. Especially if, because it's different too if you got a boyfriend that, or a person that you're taking serious that's like posting you. So you know, like, even if you're not posting him, you know, like, all right, he not getting crazy because he's posting me. But like I just can't imagine the one time I post you.
That's her loss. If that man had multiple women seeking out his options and he chose to be with you, that means that he was serious about the relationship. Because if he didn't have any women at all, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't even want the guy. If I was the guy, man, just go get the other one.
But one thing about me, a pet peeve of mine, I can't accept when people can't take accountability. Because to me, it's just like, how hard is it to just say, like, you did X, Y, and Z, and I'm sorry it made you feel X, Y, and Z? It's not hard. It's extremely easy. But I feel like some people look at accountability as like an attack on your character. And it's like, no, it's just you acknowledging that you fucked up and you're going to try to do better, or we'll do better. But like not taking accountability at all in a situation, it just screams you lack self-awareness. No. And like, I personally, as I'm getting older, I realize like that is something that's so important to me. I like to be around people that are self-aware. To me, it allows you to move correct in this world. And sometimes when people lack self-awareness, that's when a lot of mistakes and issues come about. And you start dealing with nonsense left and right. Like Michelle said, that is extremely important to me, accountability. Understand you have to give grace, right? But at the same time, you have to hold yourself accountable for your actions as well.
Which is something that most women don't do.
If he's kind, works hard, and doesn't cheat, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That is just the absolute bare minimum of being in a relationship with someone. This is not exceptional. This is not extraordinary. It's also no longer enough. Just because these would qualify you as a good man does not in fact mean you are a good husband or a good partner. Because again, these are the bare necessities. You are not offering anything else outside of this. What do we need you for? What is the purpose of said relationship if this is all that you offer? If this is all you think is good enough? Because the thing is that good enough is no longer enough. Good enough is the things that women provide themselves. They no longer need or require these things of a man. You have to bring a lot more to the table than just these things. These don't automatically qualify you as a good person, as a good man, as a good husband. And this type of rhetoric is what keeps women in subpar relationships. Because, well, at least he doesn't cheat on me. At least he has a full-time job. At least he's not going out on me every night. At least he's not abusing me physically. This type of comment is a rare form of manipulation, if you will. Could be worse, so you better count your lucky stars that it's not. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side, and sometimes the other side is your own yard, without a man trying to convince you that this is all you'll ever need.
That's why the best thing for you to do as a man is to have your dream and chase it, and have your woman be your support system to your dream. When you find yourself trying to be equal in a relationship, she's going to always find something to complain about. She sat here and pretty much named a good guy and then said a good guy is not good enough. Think about that.
And I don't appreciate y'all having me agree with white chromosomes, but the point still stands. I had a conversation with a man the other day about survival mode and how a lot of women feel like it's their man, their significant other, their partner's responsibility to pull them out of survival mode and put them into a state of femininity. And the reason that's problematic is because if you're seeking some sort of external source to validate an internal state, you're always going to come up short. It's not giving sustainability. You have to understand, if that man is in a space where he cannot operate in his full masculine capacity, which happens because it is a spectrum, a dynamic spectrum, if you don't understand the point, it's going to directly affect your femininity if you have not cultivated the resilience factors necessary to be able to maintain it on your own. That's what's happening in a lot of these relationships where my man put me in my soft era. You need to build your soft era. You need to know how to protect yourself, provide for yourself, support yourself, encourage yourself. And then someone can come and amplify. But the second you think that he's supposed to be doing that for you, baby, you already lost.
It's like women are looking for a man to replace their father, or they're looking for a father figure to come into their life and tell them how to think and feel and give them what they want. They're looking for a leader at the same time saying, I don't want a man. So just as much as they're saying, I don't want one, they're showcasing how much they really need one.
Please stop telling women in their late 20s, early 30s that time's a ticking. You better get on it. If you're single, wow, you might be if you're 30. Listen, first of all, not every woman on this planet has the agenda of getting married to a douchebag just to have children, okay?
The reason why men say that is because the older a woman gets, the less a man wants to have a child with her because of all the problems that come with aging ovaries. It's biological is what a man is looking at it from. At the same time, when women get around 30, 35, they turn into know-it-alls, and pretty much everything turns into a debate or interview, and most guys just don't want to go through that. Literally, the older a woman gets, the less attractive she is because of her brain and how she acts towards life.
Does a man have the right to define what a woman is?
Not at all. I disagree with that.
I disagree with that one too.
Okay, so then what gives women the right to define what a real man is?
Just like they have the right to define what a real woman is.
Well, right, but aren't women always saying like a real man should be this and a real man should be that?
Just like men say that. Just like men say that we should be this and we should be that.
We should be able to cook. We should be able to
cook, clean.
Which we should.
All that.
Definitely.
Yes, and I do all that shit.
But at the day,
yeah,
it goes both ways.
Often we do try to define what a real man is, and you know what, it's crazy because we can't figure that out until we live that. Until we experience what a real man is. You know, if we wasn't taught what a real man is, if we didn't see an example of a real man, we don't know ourselves.
Does a man have the right to define what a woman is?
And that's one of the biggest mistakes whenever it comes to dating, is that everyone has this fixated vision of what they think the other partner is supposed to be doing, catering to their emotions, especially when it comes to women. Women get caught up in la la land because they get jealous of other women. So they start defining what type of man is supposed to be on their life based off the women that they're jealous of.